Welcome to One Right Gate. We're doing the masculine reading, divine masculine, raising things up, rising, having hope, having optimism running through the veins, running through the energy field. Is feeling quite uppity, as in like in a good way, not uppity as in like snobbery. Feeling gleeful, feeling optimistic. It's a really good vibe. Gratitude, there you go. Gratitude. Have a few seconds. Gratitude. Letting in gratitude. Feeling gratitude. Being gratitude. What are you feeling grateful for? What can you feel that's coming in that you're going to be grateful for? Things that are working out, things that you want to work out in a particular way. Not getting stuck on how it happens, but just feeling this would be great, this would be nice, this would be fantastic. Things that are working out, this is great. Really happy that this is working out. Really happy that this is moving forward. So interesting, as I came to the next part of that, some things may not be looking as though they are working in your favour. So interesting that true feelings and courage is coming in. So got the gratitude, things that are going well, fantastic. Let those keep going, let those keep coming, let those keep flowing. The other thing underlying from that, like the next level of it, true feelings and courage. So there's some things that are not going exactly to plan. There's some things that are not going exactly how you thought or envisaged them to be. Why is that so difficult to say right now? So the thing is around here is there's some things that as you're going up and you're feeling things are going well, there's other things that are going to be coming up, rising to the surface from the subconscious or from the purging space that don't look so ideal. It could be quite a dramatic break. It could be quite a dramatic departing. It could be quite a dramatic separation or segregation or movement from something. As a more calmer example of it, it may be that you're being moved from a department to a different department in a job. You haven't lost the job, but you've been moved from one department to another. There's sort of shifts and changes. It could be more substantial for some of you, I don't know. But it feels like just stay in that gratitude of the things that are working. Stay in that gratitude of the resources you're receiving. Because there's something that has to shift. So if you're, again, using the analogy of a renovation of a house, if you're renovating a particular room or a space or the garden, whatever it is, your landscaping, you have to get the other stuff up first. You have to clear things away to be able to let the renovation happen. You can't just put new carpets in and new walls, new units, all that stuff, cupboards, whatever you call them. You can't put all that stuff in if you've still got the old stuff there. You need to clear out the stuff that's not wanted anymore. So therefore, this true feelings and courage is asking for you to be really truthful and courageous about what you're truly feeling about the next level. This is working. Excellent, fantastic. It's easier, should I say, because it's not always easy to go into that gratitude space. It's easier to feel the gratitude. Interesting. Divine Feminine had the Four of Wands in the exact same spot. Divine Feminine readings uploading up now. Sorry about yesterday's readings. I recorded them, put them on upload, and they didn't upload until this morning. So that's 24 hours after they were done. So I don't know what's going on. Internet's being weird. I don't know how internet is with you, but yeah, I did do them. They just took a while to upload. Anyway, Page of Cups. So feeling into true feelings and courage, making sure that you're aware of where you're heading, making sure of where you're going, but not being stuck in it. And I'm not gonna, well, I'm apologising for repeating certain things, but I don't really feel like I need to apologise. I'm just doing it out of being polite, because some things are going to have to be repeated right now to make sure that we don't forget those things. So it's like one of those things that if you have a project you're working on and you put it in the cupboard or you put it away and you forget about it because you haven't been seeing it, you haven't been looking at it, then it has to come back to the conscious mind. It has to come back to the conscious mind. So as it comes to the conscious mind, this is what this is about. The repetitive memory, the repetitive things coming up, the repetitive messages, the repetitive cards, the repetitive order of certain things, is to keep you focused and to keep you reminding yourself that this needs to be worked on, keep you aware that this needs to be shifted, keeping you aware of where you need to be working on and focusing on next. So keeping that in mind and keeping it moving. So yes, I apologise, but at the same time, sorry not sorry kind of vibe. So Page of Cups, bringing in the emotional awareness of this. There's a new level of emotional flow. True feelings, Page of Cups. There's certain feelings you haven't been acknowledging to yourself. There's certain feelings that you haven't had the courage previously to acknowledge or to understand or to allow to reveal themselves. So there was how shall I put this? So the defence mechanisms, when we're building those defence mechanisms up, is because of the feeling of threat, because there's something that we're feeling anxious about, there's something feeling unstable or unpleasant. Therefore, the defence mechanisms develop. As we start seeing different things, the threat is no longer there, the insecurity is no longer there. Providing yourself with a level of security, a foundation of security, means that some of the defences, some of the insecurities, some of the mechanisms that we've been using to defend our emotions, defend our space, defend ourselves, are going to start breaking down. As they start breaking down, it's even more important that you're being true to yourself and being courageous and acknowledging your truer feelings with that courage, because there's going to be a lot coming in, and I can feel that I'm really talking fast, or it seems like I'm talking fast. I don't really want to be talking fast. I want to be slowing right down. So Queen of Coins with the Hierophant, making sure that we're taking note of what's going on. So the Queen of Coins with the Hierophant, that self-value, that self-worth is having to shift and change. And it is going to shift and change as long as you're being truthful with yourself and you're allowing the courage to flow with ease. It feels like we want to do a massive deep dive here. Again, I haven't had any indication that people want extended, so I'm not going to do it yet. But I'm feeling like there's definitely a deep dive wanted and required here. You have to let me know if you want the extended, otherwise there's no point in doing the extended. Anyway, so wheel, death, things coming to an end. The what? I was going to say the hokey cokey. Put your arm in, put your arm out, your thoughts in, your thoughts out, in, out. You're committed, you're not committed. That kind of hokey cokey kind of vibe going on, whatever that is. So, the death is coming in around stopping that in out kind of thing. It's like, are you doing it or not? Am I going this way or not? Am I doing this or not? Should I be doing this or not? That hokey cokey kind of. I don't know why it come off as hokey cokey, and literally hearing the song, which is even weirder. So bringing an end to that and understanding I don't need to be settling for less. So a lot of this in out, should I do this, should I not, is because you're not understanding the true value of who you are. You're not understanding the true value of what you've got to offer. You're not understanding, or you're not respecting or acknowledging the true value of what is on offer for you either. So that death card is quite something. Like, I'm going to show. I love these cards. These cards are really amazing. Bringing in that energy of it's like this feels like there's a past part of self, or a aspect of self which is dying or being let go of, being put to rest, to allow another part of self to blossom. So we have the roses here, and it's the way that the it feels like a past part of self as it's dying. You're holding that and supporting it, but you're holding yourself in the present. You're supporting yourself in the present. Your true feelings and your courage around this is coming up, is stronger. Your true feelings around this, it's as though you haven't allowed yourself to feel these feelings before. You haven't allowed yourself to feel the gratitude even in the way that you have, or you can do, or you are right now, because you haven't seen your higher value. you haven't actually took that time or space in your mind or emotions to feel the gratitude for you putting yourself in certain situations, or you taking certain risks, or you feeling vulnerable but doing things anyway. Really taking a moment to acknowledge that and thank yourself for that, because in that vulnerability you haven't learnt what you've learned until you've learnt it. So what I mean by that is you've done something, it benefited you, you had to be courageous and do it, you had to take the steps to do it, but in doing it you came from a possibly a fight, fright, flight, whatever, survival kind of mode. So it was kind of like I had to do it, so I just did it. But the thing is, not acknowledging that you did it, not acknowledging that you took that step, because even so you want to go to that point of taking the correct steps for you, stopping this in out, should I not, because that is because you've got that time to consider it and ponder it and think about, should I do it, should I not. Instead, when you're in the other survival mode or fight, fright, flight kind of thing, it's kind of your instincts and your intuition are kicking on a different caliber. They're kicking from a different cylinder, so they just kind of like do it now because you need to. You don't want to be getting to that point of distress or that point of pressure. Instead, it's about coming in with more gratitude of where you've got to, how you've got there, and feeling more so these roses that are blooming, feeling more so of the blood that's pumping, the happier moments, the invigoration of the moment of when you're doing something because you're confident in yourself and you're feeling yourself moving forward because you're coming from a really good space, you're coming from a confident space, you're coming from an assertive space, you're not having to do something because you're being pushed by a need to do it. You're doing it because you're confident to do it. You're doing it because you're confident in your choice and your decisions to do it. So justice coming in as you step up for yourself, things are going to be stepping up around you. This feels like a bit of a tricky energy. This feels like you just navigate it, don't need to get worried about it, don't need to get stressed or scared about it. It literally is coming in as, in the past, if you have not had that courage to have justice coming in, you haven't had the courage to stand up for yourself in the way that you would now, this is going to start shifting and changing, and you're going to start hearing of certain things happening. For example, if someone kept getting away with something and they kept pushing their limits in an unhealthy way or a negative way, and you keep consistent now with yourself, you're not involved with it anymore, you're not, well, possibly not involved with it anymore, you've let it go, it's part of yourself, but there's this remnant energy or like a resentment of they got away with that and nothing came of it. Let go of that. You don't need to be carrying those kind of energies, any resentment, any of those kind of vibes, regret or revenge or anything like that. Just let it go, because as you let that go, and there's a big massive opportunity to let that go now, so have the gratitude of what you got, and then true feelings and courage are around this area. Just be truthful to yourself. Like some people, especially when they're in the new spiritual, new agey kind of space, they don't want to be aware of those negative, so to speak, feelings that come up, and don't want to have acknowledgement of those negative vibes. And it's like, if it's there, it's there. If you're resentful of someone, you're resentful. If you're angry about something, you're angry. Instead of hiding it or pushing it down, it feels like as those defense mechanisms now feel safer, you feel safer to let those defense mechanisms go. These things are going to be coming up. As they come up, then you can then do your part for yourself and acknowledge these feelings truthfully with the courage. Yes, I felt resentment towards that person because I felt they cheated on me, or they did this, or they misled me, or they did that, and I felt like they got off scot-free. I felt like they didn't get any retribution for it. I felt like they just took me for granted and there's no comeuppance for them. It doesn't matter. It's not for us to sort that out. It's for the divine. Your job right now, it feels as though, and it's getting stronger and stronger, is to make sure you bring an end to that by saying, you know what, that resentment, yes, I felt it because I felt hurt, because I felt cheated, because I was lied to, but right now, and for whatever, I'm letting go of it because I'm not carrying this with me anymore. I'm not carrying that with me at all into my future, into my present. It's got to go. and it's gone. This is then how and when and where the true forgiveness can come in. Because if we're holding that resentment, like when people say just forgive for the sake of whatever, it's like I've said it before many times, I don't think it works that way. If it does, then please tell me of an example. Please show me an example. Because if you're holding that resentment and negative emotions, you just basically, it's like putting buttercream on top of a cake that's broken, and you've kind of shoved it in whatever, and it's like, well, you're just putting the buttercream on top, but the cake inside, it's got all sorts of stuff, and it's got a bit of a rag, and it's got a bit of a this, and it's got a bit of a just to present the cake as the shape of a cake, but it's not actually cake in there. It's sweet and whatever else. It's just a mishmash of stuff with buttercream on it. You need to make sure that you are healthy. You are having healthy thoughts. You are clear of any resentment, any regrets, any that essence of wanting revenge, or they should have some kind of comeuppance for them. It's not for us to decide. It's not for us to do it. But so this justice card is literally about, it's not for us to make the judgment. We're not the ones who are judging it. You just stick to your side of it. You stick to your cleansing of your energies, cleansing of your thought processes, and purify that from you. Hierophant here to support that, like I said, and this is why the Page of Cups definitely feels more so of new emotions are going to be coming that you haven't had before. A different type of connection with your emotions is going to be coming in. A different realization from your emotions is coming in, because everything's going to be kind of switching into a new mode, a new space, a new way of being. It's fantastic energy, and definitely check out the Divine Feminine reading when it's up. When the internet offers it up to you, finally agrees. There we go. This was in the feminine reading too. So stacking up those things that we know are in our favour. Stack up the things that for your favour. Those things that you kind of overlooked. Qualifications, experiences, skills, talents, gifts, whatever it is. Those things that make you, you. Those things that make you feel special. That make sure that you are unique to who you are. In a positive way, in a loving way, in a caring way, in a nurturing way. Nurture those things and start stacking it up in your favour. Start making sure, it's like doing a personal inventory. Johari window, so that's a tool actually. Johari window. If I can find it, I'll put it up. I keep saying these things. Johari window. Let me write it down so I can... I'll put it in as a post. It's not something you have to do. It's not something that's really important. It's just something. Just have a look at it. Wait. So we've got the card flying away and back again. Wee Tower. Tower. Let it go. True feelings. Don't hold on to the crap that we've been building up. Let it go. I know, it's easy to say, let it go. Let it just show itself so you can process it. This is why it's really important that the courage is coming in, and that the true feelings and having courage to face the true feelings, because we can't pretend we're all saints and this, that and the other, because we're not. We've all got faults, we've all got things we're working on, we've all got things we've made mistakes around, we've all got these things that make us imperfect, but it's those things that make us who we are, and it's those things that are going to evolve us and allow yourself to utilize those things to evolve, to become a stronger version of yourself, to be a higher quality version of yourself. Have that humility to say to yourself that, you know what, I didn't do the best in that situation, but at least now I recognise I didn't do my best. How can I do the best this time? How can I do the best out of that situation? And then the resentment, where's the resentment actually coming from? Is it resentment because you didn't do something, or is it resentment because someone else didn't do something? If someone else didn't do something, where is it that you allowed them to do it to you anyway? The switch. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. Knight of Cups. coming in. So you've gone from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. Allow yourself to upgrade, allow yourself to love yourself more, allow yourself to feel a deeper respect for yourself, allow yourself to have those true feelings with courage, and therefore even more respect for yourself, because you're doing this for you, you're doing this for whoever else it impacts, you're doing it because you can, you're doing it because you're being courageous. It's not easy to do that. Like I'm saying, let go. It's not easy to do that because there's some things that are so deep and so painful that it is worrying and scary of like what comes up with that. Tower will take care of that. Do the Divine Feminine reading. Look at the Divine Feminine reading if you haven't, because it kind of takes hands-on approach emotionally around that. Empower yourself. There you go. 10 of Wands. Mastering this, making sure that you're not carrying the burdens anymore. Your foundation, you do not want full of burdens. You do not want full of other people's burdens. You don't want to clutter your environment, your space, your mind space, your consciousness, your subconsciousness. It does not need to be cluttered with burdens. Clear it all away. Let it go. Page of Wands, new actions, let it go. So as you're seeing what you actually have in your favour, what you have working towards your favour, how this benefits you, there's new ways of doing things. You're going to have sparks of insight, you're going to have inspiration coming in, you're going to have all these fantastic things coming in as long as you do your work, as long as you keep moving forward. Do it in your own way, in your own pace, at your own pace, but just don't let it slide. Like, that's why I said when I'm repeating certain things, it's because it's coming up to remind us we've still got to deal with that, we've still got to deal with that, we've still got to deal with that. 9 of Cups, it does feel like there's an abundance of stuff coming in. So usually there's a man sitting there on his own. You are the one who's doing the work. You are the one who's letting go of that resentment. You are the one who's having to go deep down into your emotions and be truthful about it, and to find the courage and to find the strength to be able to do that. You are the one who can bring certain patterns to an end. You are the one who can let the tower just fall, or choose to try and piece the tower together. Let it fall. You were the one who has to do this. So this part here, it's a well-earned 9 of Cups. You've earned the cups. You've had to do the work to get the cups. So acknowledge that you've got the cups. 3 cups over here. You start stacking up those cups that are working for you, those cups that you need immediately and can utilise immediately. Start stacking them up. I'm going to go one more here. Wheel of Fortune. Excellent. And one more here. Let things move beautifully. Let the love flow. Just really appreciate what you're doing and why you could choose to not do it. You're choosing to do it. When you're choosing to do it, you're empowering yourself. And I'm going to bring that to a close right there. Fantastic reading. Like I said, I need to know from you, the people who watch the videos, if you want extended or not. Until I get at least a few saying you want extended or not, then otherwise I won't do it yet. But right now, like this one now, I can feel there's certain pockets of energy that we can go deeper into. That will be possibly where I take the channel next, once we get to a certain point, doing those extended readings and things like that. So for now, January 2024 readings are up, so you can check those and enjoy your day. Fantastic energy, fantastic things moving, and utilise it. You do it in your own way. Really, really seek those things within you that you've kind of let go of, or not being attentive to, because it's all within you. Peace and love.